What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And I'm going to try something new today. I'm just going to talk about random stuff, things I read about on the internet. Maybe it'll be gaming related, maybe it'll be life related. I don't know. This is just stuff that you suggested I talk about and stuff I wanted to talk about. I normally save this stuff for live stream, but hey, why not do it here on YouTube as well? Drop a like on this video if you like this concept. If you want to see me do this more often, I would love to talk about random topics with you. And if you don't hit that like button, it's okay. It's no big deal. I'll just come to your house in the middle of the night and steal your Mountain Dew. Let me start off with the story that made me want to make this video. It's a TikTok video. Look at this. So this video obviously shows a guy in the middle of some sort of breakdown. What scares me is he's acting like patient zero in The Walking Dead. Like he is clearly turning into a zombie here. According to the news, this video was uploaded by a TikTok user by the name of Funny Denny, and he captured this footage after this man went off on a racist tirade, yelling at a woman of Asian ethnicity, telling her to sit down because she was standing up to deal with a back issue. He then told flight attendants that the woman and the person she was with didn't belong here. And you think he would stop with the mask play, the zombie outbreak, but it gets worse.
Sit down now. You can't hold us.
Okay, we're not.
We're not on the ground, sir.
We're not
Sit.
on the ground.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We're only grounded. Sit. You see anyone else getting up? Sit.
Dude is so intoxicated or out of it or whatever is happening, he did not realize they were in the middle of a flight. So he was demanding to be let off the plane in midair, mid-flight. Pretty sure you can't open a door on a plane in midair without killing pretty much everybody on board. I don't know, I've only seen it in movies, but if there was a way to let this guy step out, I think Mother Nature would have been better off if you'd let him. Now, as you would expect, when they landed the plane, the police were there to arrest him, and they took him to a hospital to check him out to see if this was some sort of mental breakdown, and he ended up getting charged with public intoxication. So this is probably just a first-class passenger who decided to get way too drunk. Now look, I've been drunk before. I'm sure you've been drunk before, but at no point when I was drunk did I feel the need to scream racist things at Asian people and pretend to be a zombie to upset people on a plane. That has never occurred to me. Personally, I think this guy just got so drunk that he decided he could say and do whatever he wanted to say and do, and this is what he wanted to say and do. And I think this really shows the division we have in America right now. I think you got a lot of people who think these kinds of things, who feel these kinds of things, but manage to hold it back until they get drunk and stressed out on a plane, and then they become their true selves and show their true colors. The good news is, if you had racist zombies somewhere on your bingo card, congratulations, you can now fill that slot in. In other news, we did get a teaser trailer for The Matrix 4, now known as Matrix Revolutions, and as much as I would love to show you clips of that here, I know I'm going to get copyright struck if I do, but I do want to talk about it. I have loved the first Matrix. I walked into that movie without having seen a single trailer, just taken there by my friends, and it completely blew me away. When it came to the second and third Matrix, I liked them just nowhere near as much as the first. I think they've done a really good job of giving the Matrix the time out that it needed, a rest, before they brought it back. And now I'm excited to see a Matrix 4. Had they made that 10 years ago, I would not have been that interested. Now I'm very eager, especially because it's called Resurrection, and maybe this is like a reboot of sorts. I mean, obviously, if you've seen The Matrix, no spoilers here, but rebooting is part of that world's mythos. I mean, looking at this teaser trailer, I really get the feeling that they have recast certain characters in certain parts and are going to do a reboot retelling of the original story, with Keanu Reeves being the one, obviously the constant for each reboot. I'm probably wrong here because that doesn't really fit in with the ending of the third movie and a lot of the other world building they have done around that, but at the same time, I think that would be a really interesting way to do this. Regardless, though, they definitely have my attention. I'm looking forward to the trailer. And then finally, I want to talk about the Texas abortion ban. And I know this is a topic I know a lot of people wouldn't want to see, so I stuck it at the end of the video. But specifically, I want to talk about a gaming CEO who voiced his support of this abortion ban and then immediately received so much backlash, he ended up stepping down as CEO. Justin Gibson, who is CEO of a company that makes games like Maneater and Killing Floor and other games along that lines, tweeted out that he was proud of the U.S. Supreme Court for affirming the Texas law banning abortions for babies with a heartbeat. As an entertainer, I don't get political often, yet with so many vocal peers on the other side of this issue, I felt it was important to go on the record as a pro-life game developer. He was immediately met with a tremendous amount of backlash from other game developers, even people that work at his own company, and of course gamers like you and me. I think the intensity of this backlash kind of makes sense because even some pro-lifers are criticizing this law as being far too restrictive. The law forbids women who are 6 weeks or longer pregnant to get an abortion under any circumstance, whether it be rape or incest or any other circumstance. And women have rightly pointed out that many women do not even know if they're pregnant at the 6-week mark. So it's impossible for some women to even get an abortion by the time they realize they're pregnant. Within 24 hours, we saw the folks over at Shipwright Studios jump ship, as it were, putting John Gibson in a very delicate situation. They posted this saying, while your politics are your own, the moment you make them a matter of public discourse, you entangle all of those working for and with you. We have worked closely alongside the talented and passionate developers at Tripwire and your partners for the last 3 years. They went on to say that we started Shipwright with the idea that it was finally time to put our money where our mouth is. We cannot, in good consciousness, continue to work with Tripwire under the current leadership structure. We will begin the cancellation of our existing contracts effective immediately. And with all of this pressure and all of their partners and even some of their own employees speaking out against this, it was only a matter of time before John stepped down, and John decided to step down on Monday, and now they are moving forward with a new CEO. Tripwire made an announcement soon after saying that they have announced a new CEO by the name of Alan Wilson, who will take over as interim CEO until they can find a permanent replacement. Now, personally, and I've talked about this before, I don't feel entitled to have an opinion on abortion because I don't have a uterus. I can never request or receive an abortion, so I don't really understand how my opinion would ever factor into it. I suppose if I ever got a woman pregnant, it's a conversation I would like to have, and I would hope that the woman that I was sleeping with decided that she would want to have that conversation with me, but I certainly never want to see that legislated. And I certainly don't consider myself pro-abortion. I don't think anybody is pro-abortion. I don't think there's very many people out there who are like, yay, let's go get a new abortion. Another abortion for us. Abortions are great. I guess if anything, I am pro-choice because I believe that a woman should be allowed to decide for themselves, and especially in cases like rape and incest, and certainly they should be allowed enough time to discover whether or not they are pregnant. So I don't think this Texas law is a good thing for anybody, especially the women in Texas. But that makes me wonder, do you believe that John Gibson should have been terminated as CEO or forced to step down in this situation? I mean, in the United States, we absolutely have freedom of speech, but that doesn't mean freedom of consequence, especially when you're a private CEO at a private business that's allowed to do pretty much whatever they want. If they're not the government, you have no protection. And I'm also curious, do you think this is more about the fact that he had an opinion that goes against what most people are saying publicly, or do you think it's the fact that he as CEO didn't need to open his mouth at all, and the fact that he decided to open his mouth and make things political was the reason they let him go? Is it more about the opinion itself, or more about expressing the opinion and making things political, stirring up shit when he just plain didn't have to? But as always, this is just one man's opinion. I know I could be wrong, and if I am, you're going to let me know down in the comment section below. While you're down there, drop a like on this video. Let me know if you like what I'm doing here. Is this something you would like to see me do more often? I'm no Philip DeFranco, but maybe I could copy his formula, and maybe you'll enjoy it if I do. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon.